back to Trove. This is Eddie, and we got some stuff to do today. We're in the club world. We actually haven't started here in a while. We're gonna go do some Ice Age stuff today. But why are we here in the club world? I did a little bit of work, very little bit of work. I rearranged some of these stations and put some blocks because none of my characters have a lot of jumps. That's something I'll address later. Or might get addressed for me in the Wings update. What? So we're going to talk about some of that stuff today. But speaking of things that rhyme with rings, that was not a proper transition. I'm using the magic damage ring now that we're the correct level. I made it to level 8. Reason being, that's 350 more magic damage and some more energy regeneration. Why wouldn't you use it? Oh, and I think I remembered where my other rings are. It's actually applied to some of my other classes. I think if we swap the... Let's get Knight for a second here. Nope, no ring there. Give me the Candy Barbarian. It might be on the Neon Ninja. Yeah, there. Nope, that's a Laser Mancy ring. What ring do we have in here? A different one. Okay. Let's get the Neon Ninja out for a second. No ring there. I'm actually thoroughly confused. So there's our level 10 magic damage one, and that has some crazy jumps. Dracolite has just a basic one for magic damage. Because I don't play Dracolite. Oh, I didn't even realize I wasn't even level 10 with the Dracolite. And of course no Fate Trickster. So we're gonna stick with this. Yeah. Okay, so let's go back to the hub because we need to actually do some Adventure World stuff today. The big one being recipes. I want to get some more recipes so we can get to the next mastery level. And that is, you know, if you don't know ways, you should, if you don't know, it is one way to get mastery levels is to unlock recipes. So that's why I would do that. It's a very slow way to do it, but I mean, that and leveling your classes is the two ways to do it. So, are two of the ways to do it. Professions are another one. So eventually, I'll probably, you know, rather than trying to find recipes, you know, if I ever find enough recipes where I am at this state where you know, half the recipes I find I've already own, I'll probably switch back to gardening or sooner, just because gardening is something that I never really got too in depth with. But you know, you might have your own results. Results may vary. You may have your own idea of how to get mastery. I'm sure someone's found a really quick way to do it that I don't know yet. But, dead end. So, today I thought I would talk a little bit about the rumors that we've heard about things to come in the future for Trove, because they're all pretty sweet. And... Okay, I want to do this. I think we did one of these last time, I'm not sure. And yeah, so we've mentioned before, probably don't need to talk about it again. Oh yeah, it's this one. We did one of these. Oh, I think I was actually in one of these last episode, I think, or 2 episodes ago. Bows. Okay, so I've actually done a lot of talking about bows. I don't know how much I've been done with you guys because a lot of it was for videos that didn't end up getting released because they were actually me making some bows. They were recorded on a laptop, yada yada. I did explain that to you already, I know for a fact. So, what do I think about bows? I think it's awesome. I think it's a good idea to have a solidly ranged class. Again, like the Fate Trickster and Gunslinger. Some of the... Yeah, that's nice. I'm curious, though. Something I didn't think about until a little while ago was, are we talking physical or magic damage here? I'm hoping it's physical. And that makes the most sense to me, and the reason why I'm hoping it's physical is because we don't have a ranged physical. You could consider the Dracolite to be a melee magical, right? Because of how close range it all is. And I personally am finding this Ice Mage to be rather short range, because it's very AoE focused and abilities just don't have a long range. I mean, the most effective use that I'm seeing is actually sort of tanky, especially when you have more players around, which is not a bad thing. It's just an observation. And so we kind of see magic up close and personal, but we don't see physical at range yet. So I don't know. Yeah. So next, oops. Mad? Oh, they followed me, did they? So next thing to talk about is the biomes. That's something that I don't think I've talked about yet. The biomes that I've been reading about. I haven't heard anything from the mouths of the developers that there's going to be a shadow biome introduced. But that may have been the shadow dungeon. I don't think that it was, though. Some of the things that I was reading suggest just a shadow-themed biome. I always thought that Shadow, or at least my observation for this game has been mostly that Shadow was kind of different, right? You had fairy stuff, you had robotic, digital stuff, you had yada yada, ice-themed stuff, dragon-themed stuff, right? But that you would always find recipes. You would always find biomes. You would always find for all of these, right? And but that Shadow was always something different. So at least that's kind of the design setup that's I've been sort of getting the vibe from. And I was kind of surprised to hear that people had seemingly confirmed or had solid confirmation that Shadow was going to be just a normal biome where you could find it in an adventure world. Reason being for that is that if it is special, or it has been this whole time, why isn't it staying that way? You know, the Shadow Arena was like the top tier thing you could do in this game. That's the end game. Now we have the Shadow Dungeon, which is the end game, and Shadow recipes are such like a rare, unique thing. I'm not even clear how you get them, really, to be honest. And then now they're changing it so that it's just going to be that Shadow-themed things are going to have their own biome, just in your average world. So again, I have not seen a post from developers suggesting that, so I'm not sure if I'm understanding what I've read correctly or not. Okay, so Shadow Dungeon, that's the next thing to talk about. At the very end of the last video, which was kind of long, I explained what the Shadow Dungeon is because I couldn't find one. I gave up to search because I just need to... there are uncertainties. Okay, so the patch notes didn't say how you get to a Shadow Dungeon. It said that they sometimes spawn. Now, what we're doing right now is we're procedurally generating a world, and things are spawning in it. If they had used the word generate, I would assume, of course the entrance is in this side that's swallowed in a mountain. If they had used the word generate, I would have assumed that what they meant was that as I go through this world here, there's a chance of me running into, well, okay, in the past I would have either ran into the portal to a shadow arena or the portal to a shadow dungeon. And that they would be maybe different structures, or maybe they'd look the same but have different signs out front and labels and stuff, and that the actual thing that you put your key into would have a different label. Okay. They didn't use the word generate, they used the word spawn. And to me, what that means is that maybe that's the case. Maybe it doesn't matter, maybe it's the same thing. Oops, I used the wrong ability. But it also might mean that when you're already in that portal, right? You've already sacrificed your first shadow key. Now you're in, then where does it bring you? Okay, when you enter, where does it bring you? Does it bring, I don't know, I guess the word generate, the word spawn, it doesn't really matter either way. They both would be correct. But the point is that it's vague, and so I wasn't sure. I spent quite a long time, as you know, if you watched through the last video, that I spent quite a long time wandering around hoping to find a structure that looked new to me, and checking all the Shadow Arena portals in Uber 3 world and Uber 2 to see, okay, well, you know, it's a Shadow Arena thing, but let's get up to the top. Let's look at the tooltip that comes up when I look at the portal base, and it said Shadow Arena every time. So I eventually figured that you probably still use that. You probably, I'm not finding any recipes, it's a huge bummer. You know what I just realized? I think I should, if I'm going to go for recipes, I should probably be in higher level worlds. That's alright, let's keep going. So if you, maybe it doesn't, you know, they just didn't update that, and then it's just a random chance between the two Shadow Arena, Shadow Dungeon, when you use a key, when you use a Shadow Key initially. And I assumed that the invites still work in the Shadow Dungeon, right? And so that all the videos that I've seen were people who, well, one of them was try on Twitch highlight, which was just bringing the people into, they just loaded it up in the Metaforge and then played it for us. So they just, you know, typed in a command basically to access it. The other ones that I saw never showed someone discovering it or entering it for the first time. It was just, oh my god, what the? Alright, I give up. I give up. I think this is a peaceful biome, isn't it? Yeah, that's a bummer. It's a big one too. I don't want to I don't want to do the world. Right, we'll walk through here. So, you know, I assume they were invited, is how they got in, and that was a problem because I don't know how you got there. So that was a piece of information I was desperately trying to find, and I still don't know. And personally, when I think about it, you know, which would you rather have? Would you rather have a random chance of which one you're going to get brought to, or would you rather know? And I think, I can't remember, I did talk about this last time, now that I'm here saying it again, so this is a bit of a repeat, sorry everybody, but it was at the end of the last video, so a lot of people probably didn't stick through to the end. So, you are a bunch of quitters, that's what I'm trying to say. No, I'm just kidding. So, would you rather know which one you're going to? I would say yes, because they're different, and because, you know, you're probably looking for one style of play. Maybe one of them has more opportunity for loot. For example, I gotcha. Caught him. For example, the Shadow arena only has the one chest at the end. I don't know how many things it could potentially drop. But there's different stages of bosses through the Shadow Dungeon that would maybe lead to more loot, but maybe it's lower level or something like that. I don't know. Just throwing that out there. So I think I would rather know. I would also rather it have its own portal that generated with a completely different structure. Maybe that's to come. It just wasn't worked out yet. No worries there. Not a big deal. Oh, there's the rest. Oh, someone did it already. What a jerk. I'm not gonna get... Whoop. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'm not gonna get my mastery. Help me. There we go. Oh, he did not kill his guy. Let's get that. I'll take the flux. Okay. Some screwy going on here. This might be my internet. I kind of have a high ping right now. Like a crazy high ping right now. Got him. It's probably not going to come down though because it's too high. So here's one of the things I was talking about the Ice Sage, right? So we have this marker here. He's right on the edge, and even if I put this right up next to it and did it, well that doesn't count because he's like I can't force it. Oh no, I can force it to go higher. So like, oh, and that broke right there, huh? That fell all the way down. Well, that's behaving a little differently than I thought it was going to behave after some testing from before. The more you know. Yeah, all well and good. Fishing. I saw some people on the Reddit hypothesizing about fishing. I love how common in sandbox games and survival games fishing is. This isn't even a survival game, but it is a sandbox game in a sense. When, in my opinion, it's one of the least engaging things. Like, I would equate fishing, the appeal of fishing is similar to the appeal of meditating, which is not something that you would want in an active and user experience. And I think that there's high risk of fishing being something you rarely do because it's boring. But if I know these Trove developers, that's not what it's gonna be, right? It's probably gonna be, I mean, it's not like, oh no, oh, this one was done to you. This person is also on the prowl for some... Wait, did I get teleported to a new world? It does not look like the terrain I was in. Yeah, so the gardening and ring crafting, neither of those are exciting. They're basically just glorified crafting, and that kind of concerns me for fishing because fishing is something that in the real world takes a lot of time. Well, you know, ring crafting and farming both take a lot of time too, but so, you know, if I had to guess at what a bare bones fishing module in this game would be, it would mean farming, where you have to be present, right? You can't fish without you, unless you're just like setting down a trap or something in the water, which actually might be what it's like, right? You come back, you check periodically, see if there's a fish. No problem there. Not a huge addition to the game, but it is something else to work towards. It is something, you know, we can check here. The styles. Move down, we got winter fishing, lava fishing, water fishing. Let's wait for some of these. Oh no, dang it. It's not. I thought that one usually had recipes. Oh, I need a recipe. I gotta go down. I want to see the fishing, please. Please. Oh, you jerk, you jerk. I'm trying to look at the fishing recipes. Styles. Actually, not recipes. These are eyewears. Stuff like that. So there's all this gear for it. So it's, I mean, it's been in the works for so long and everything, it actually might be more engaging. And there's all those styles, rather. Okay, actually, is there recipes for it, though? What is recipes? Sea of Tranquility. Yeah, so there are actually recipes for decorations that are oh, no, I'm sorry. That's Sea of Tranquility, the biome. So it's probably if you find recipe blocks generated out there. I didn't even know that was possible. One thing that I messed up last time. I was talking about the patch notes. Actually, it may have been 2 episodes ago, where I mentioned that didn't the recipes always used to? Yes, there's one. Yes. This funny. The worst part is this isn't even going to be enough to advance me to the next mastery. So we were talking about didn't you always used to drop biome-specific recipes? Answer is yes, you did. So why was it in the patch notes? Well, I'll tell you. Because the actual item was just a generic recipe-looking item. And even though when you broke it, you got a crafting recipe that was, whoops, wasn't ready for this fight. Look at how much damage that can deal, right? All close range, all easy peasy. So see this biome, so this here, this looks like kind of blue. It's different colored, see through. When I break it and I pick it up, it looks like candy now, right? You see down there. Push this, and I got candy base. Oh god, I feel like 1 or 2 more of those, and I would have this mastery rank, but I'm not sure if we're gonna see that today. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure we're not, which is a bummer. I really want that. I really want to see that, because let's talk about it. Let me show you. Nope, wrong thing. Nope, wrong thing. Nope, wrong thing. Sometimes I forget my buttons. Go down here. We have dang. This thing about the thing going away when you move, I don't like. Extra flask capacity, which I will totally utilize in a big way. Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. Just today, I don't have a lot of content for you guys. I know I did a lot of review on Shadow Dungeon on my troubles finding it. The only other thing that I can think to tell you about is to explain to you verbally again what it is. Most of you who are interested probably already know, but it's a couple different. It's one dungeon, just like this dungeon here, with multiple bosses inside of it. Except that the bosses that are inside of it, you have to defeat them before you can progress. There's like a wall that comes down when you defeat the boss, which is a little new. And other than that, it's exactly the same, except that it's hard, and there's lots of traps and lots of other creatures there. So you could think of it as, instead of fighting waves, you're just progressing through rooms. And that's kind of a lackluster. Yes, found another. It's kind of a lackluster way to put it. I'm excited to try it. I think it's going to be fun. I'm glad they added it. I think it's a good addition. but at this point in the Trove, I think that deep down inside I was hoping for a little more. I don't know. I'm starting to think I'm in the minority here, and I want you guys' opinion on this for Trove. I love the game. Everything that's here is good. I don't want anything here to go away. And this might be unreasonable of me to... Yes! Candleland painting. I got another one. I got a flask. Yes. Let's fill up our flask. Might be unreasonable of me to ask for more, but the different modules in the game, the different types of content in the game, they're all great, and there's a lot of it, and there's so much of it that you can easily shift from activity to activity and not ever feel like you're doing one activity too much. I'm talking mining, building, going for mastery, going for styles, leveling a character, going for a new mount, gardening, ring crafting, right? The only problem that I have is that they're all awful similar. I shouldn't say that. They're not all awful similar, because obviously like ring crafting is like nothing like building or leveling a character. But you can break them down into different sections very easily. Like, for instance, there's building, there's combat, and all the combat is very similar, and then there's crafting, and the professions kind of get wrapped up in crafting. And a lot of people hear this and their first thought is PvP. I say no. I say that, and I think the developers have confidently said no to PvP as well. Not that PvP isn't great and all, but that just the game isn't made to handle that. It's not balanced around that, and it's just not the vision that they had for it. And I understand that. I think that's wise. I think from what I've seen of the game, I would agree with that. But and this is one of those situations I've talked about before where I'm left not 100% satisfied, but only 95% satisfied, right? And I have no idea what's missing for that extra 5%, but it would be really, really cool if we had it. I don't know. Like I said, this is kind of nitpicky, and I'm not even sure if this is really. Wait, hold on. Yeah, that. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm not really sure if that's... I don't know if I'm articulating that correctly. Maybe you guys let me know if you feel the same way as me. If you what do you think about the variety of content in Trove? And do you find yourself able to log an infinite number of hours on this game? Or do you find yourself hitting a wall sometimes where, you know, you're already want to move on to a different game by the time you have hit your daily bonus bar and just move on? That's my question for you guys today, because I love this game. I will be playing it, but I cannot log infinite hours on it. I can some days only log the boss bar amount. Some days I can log 4 hours easily, you know, without... If I had nothing else to do, I would do that. And yeah, that's about it. A couple more things here. How are we doing? No, keep the max health on here. Alright, thanks for watching, everybody. Really appreciate it. I'll see you guys next time. Eddie out.